Welcome back, everyone, to the BGF podcast, episode number 16. I'm your host, Gianluca, alongside of
Brandon.
And this is our first episode back since vacation. We put on a little color, got a little change of uniform out here. We've been away for a couple of weeks, guys. Honestly, fun times with the Florida. Met up with Brandon.
It's been a while since we've been in these seats recording on these mics. Happy to be back.
I'm very happy to be back, getting ready for the NFL season. It's only like 2 weeks away, a week and a half.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a little change of pace today. We're gonna be giving our award predictions. We're done with the records. It was nice while it lasted. It was getting a bit repetitive, so.
Well, it's getting a little too repetitive. Maybe next year we'll change it up and we'll keep track of everyone's games or have it more realistic.
Yeah.
Have like an official record prediction for everyone, so we can zoom through a few divisions and whatnot. But either way, let's get right into this one. Brandon, have some big news for you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How do you feel about Mr. Trey Lance?
We knew after we saw that Sam Darnold was a QB2, we knew this news was coming. We didn't know it was going to be this quick.
No.
But it's just the worst case scenario was that he went to the Cowboys. The one team I didn't want to see him there. Like, I'm always going to hope for Trey Lance to have like an amazing career now.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really on Shanahan and Lynch. I think they really mismanaged this guy's career. And I think that this was like a huge mistake on their record. And now if we don't win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy or whoever may be at quarterback, it's going to be a very bad look on them. And their time here is going to be looked as a failure no matter how many draft picks they hit in the later rounds. So you can't give up that much draft capital and not hit. And especially when you don't even give the guy a shot. Like
was it 3 first or 2? I just can't remember. It was 3. Huh?
3 first. You almost, what did you play? 4. You started 4 games.
4 games.
And you gave
up
3 firsts for him. So they gave him more picks than games he started for us. It's insanity.
Yeah, no, and I mean just touching up on Trey Lance himself. I mean, I saw this interview with Brandon Ayuk literally a few days later, after the incident, and he told me he ran into, well, no, he told me, he said that he ran into Trey Lance on the way out, and he just was in a positive mindset, really happy about the leave. I don't think it was really doing it for him in San Fran, especially for his mental health.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was, touted as the third best quarterback in that draft, and started 4 games, literally being benched to a guy who's a glorified backup now. It's like, I don't know. I don't feel like the Niners really gave him a fair shot. Hopefully, like you said, he can bounce back and do good things in Dallas. It's just, I don't think Dallas is another great fit for him because he's going to be the quarterback 2 off the bat. I don't know if that's necessarily what he wants, especially coming up in a contract year next year. Is he really going to want to be quarterback 2 if he hasn't really shown what he can do as a 1? But hey, free agency's coming in 2 years for the guy, so maybe does some good things as a backup in Dallas. Who knows? We saw Cooper Rush come in a few times and through the last 2 seasons, so maybe it's Trey Lance now and can shine in those little instances he has. He definitely has an offense in Dallas. He has a good defense there too. So we'll see. I just hope for the guy he plays.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Anyway, for me, I would have liked him to go to Atlanta. That would have been like the best case scenario for me, especially that they have Ritter right now, but especially they have players that I like in Bijan. I like Drake London. So if Trey Lance was there, man, that would have been my.
That would have been your favorite team.
No, not that far, but definitely
second favorite team.
Yeah. And I think for his situation in Dallas, he had requested a trade with us, and he said he just wanted to go somewhere where he could be a QB2. So he's gonna be that in Dallas, and this is really Dak Prescott's on the clock now. This is what Jerry Jones is trying to tell him. Yeah. He's got to perform now. He's got competition behind him. And if he performs as he did last year, and plus with the money he's on, how many years do you have left on his deal?
I think 2. I want to say 2 years left, but it could also be 1. Let me just pull out his contract real quick.
With the money situation, maybe they could cut him or trade him or whatever. So I think this is definitely a calculated move for Dallas, and I think in the next 2 years he should get a shot to start. So I think. Yeah,
he should. Definitely.
I hope he does, because like at this point, I really feel for the kid, man. This is a really unfortunate situation.
It wasn't fun, yeah. So exactly, it expires in 2024. That's when his base goes away. But then they have 2 years void, so that's when he's still on the cap, but doesn't have a contract. So we'll see. Looks interesting, man. Mm-hmm. Trey Lance definitely has an opportunity here in Dallas because we know that Jerry Jones isn't too fond of Dak Prescott, and especially with the recent playoff success or unsuccess that he's had. I don't know, maybe he's out
Mm-hmm.
Trey Lance is in, who knows? But I still think Trey Lance has some value.
Yeah, it's just seeing the photoshops of him in the Dallas jersey, just disgusting, man. To see he's basically my favorite player, and seeing him in a Dallas uniform, disgusting. Man.
I mean, have you seen how he's done in camp? Like, do they like him in Dallas, or you have no idea?
I don't know. Has he even practiced yet?
I don't think he's practiced them yet. But
he hasn't really.
Anyways, wish nothing but the best for Trey Lance.
It's gonna work out for him. If it's not in Dallas, it'll work out for him somewhere. I know he's got the talent will always come through.
It does, and I mean, he got traded for what, a fourth, a fifth?
A fourth, yeah. Even that, man. Because I think it was really they wanted to just do right by Lance. I just wanted to get him out of the situation. Also, the way the media handled, it's such a toxic situation by the end of this thing. The way the media treated him has been absolutely disgusting. The way they reported on him and everything, on every time he throws a pick or does anything.
Worst quarterback in the NFL.
Exactly, biggest bust and whatever. Purdy, when he throws a pick or whatever, you hear no reporting on it. Darnold, nothing. Whatever.
I mean, it's kind of like the media towards Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty.
Yeah, but even when he does well, you don't hear a peep about it. It's just, I feel like all these high draft picks, man, as soon as shit hits the fan or when they're on the verge of being a bust, the media just hammers them. And
look at Sam Darnold in the New York, his situation, how that was, and then moving to Carolina, now finding a home in San Fran as the backup. Just unfortunate situations for the guy.
But even seeing him in preseason, Darnold, I thought it would be under Shanahan, it would look amazing.
Doesn't look great.
Nothing great, man. It doesn't look too.
Yeah, I know.
Promising.
Just feel bad.
It's still early on, and it's preseason. I'm not gonna.
No, for sure. I mean, Brock Purdy is a QB1. That's for sure.
He looks like he's still
consistent,
very good. And you know what? I'm excited for this year. I think we could still make. People are starting to write us off now because of the Trey Lance trade, as if he was really even an impact in the last year or whatever.
Well, look
at the same roster. I upgraded the defense with Hargreaves. So.
Yeah, look at the situation with Brock Purdy, right? He comes in week 11, 12, right? Around then.
Miami.
Comes in, and then all of a sudden, for the rest of that season, San Fran was the number one offense in the league. So, I mean, for you guys to write them off after they kept relatively the same team, lost a few pieces on the O-line, it wasn't anything crazy.
And McGlinchey was already
they still have Trent. Trent's a beast. I mean, he's going to hold out. He's going to be the anchor to that O-line either way. Still got Kittle, one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL, and he can catch the football. I mean, I don't see this offense slowing down. The only reason I can see them slowing down is if Brock Purdy doesn't pan out and has that second-year slump.
I don't think that'll happen, though.
I don't think it'll happen because you got a guy like Shanahan who's very QB-friendly in his schemes. So it's going to work. Plus, your defense is good, so the offense is going to have plenty of opportunity to shine. And, it should be an interesting season for San Fran. But just, honestly, big ups on Trey Lance. The way he handled everything, his situation. Guy has some crazy, crazy good mental health.
Exactly.
Very tough individual. True professional. And like I said, I wish nothing but the best for the guy, honestly.
The good karma will come back to him. He'll pan out in the future.
He's one of those guys that you're going to just cheer for,
exactly. I'll always be a Trey Lance fan no matter what.
Yeah.
As sad as it is to see him go.
No, I hear you.
Anyway, let's get into these awards now.
Let's get into it. So
what do you want to start off with?
I think we should do the big one. Just get the MVP out of the way.
Or should we save that for a while?
Ooh, that could be tempting. I don't know. I'm kind of just want to get the big one out of the way. I took a picture of the odds here that you had on Bet365.
Yeah, so read us out. Who are the top five? Let's read out the top five.
So the top fives are Patrick Mahomes leading the charge at 6.5, Joe Burrow 7.5, Josh Allen 8.5, and Herbert at 12. And then, 5 is Jalen Hurts at 13. The one thing here off reading these odds is if Jalen Hurts drops that much, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Put some respect on this guy's name. That offense is the same. If anything, that defense got better. That team got better. So this guy is going to be in contention once again. I would easily put him in the top 3 as MVP favorites. And Mahomes, we know how good Mahomes is. He's just...
Yeah, as for Jalen Hurts, 13 times your bet on a guy that's going to be on one of the best teams in the league, that's going to score a lot of touchdowns, going to get a lot of passing yards, rushing yards. I'm surprised that he is that low because who are the names in front of him again?
I mean, you got Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Herbert. I don't understand the Herbert one.
Yeah, I don't know. Herbert, I'm surprised. Because if Hurts would have won the MVP last year, I'd get why they put him lower just because it's hard to repeat. But the fact that he came so close last year and didn't win it, I'd expect him to be a bit higher.
And like you said about that, Patrick Mahomes won it last year and he's still number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes.
If Mahomes wins it back to back, no one's surprised.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm not surprised that he is up there.
But the one sleeper that I do have for you guys, honestly, and you call me as biased as you want for this, I don't care. Justin Jefferson. If he gets
it's 81 times your bet.
88 times your bet, I believe. I could be wrong. It might be 81. But either way, Justin Jefferson, if he gets a season of 2,000 receiving yards, breaks an NFL record, how can this man not be an MVP? Like, I'm sorry. 2,000 yards, leads the league in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. He does the triple crown, the whole shebang.
Cooper Kupp didn't win it when he got the triple crown. It's so hard for a non-quarterback to win it. Like, the last one we seen was Adrian Peterson, and that was a historic season. So.
That was very historic. But, I mean, this man is going to dominate. I don't know. If any non-quarterback were to win it, I'm sorry. Call me biased, but I think it will be Justin Jefferson.
If it was, but, like, the NFL is so, like... The
it's
word
been
is set the way that it is now.
I think it's been an 11-year stretch where quarterbacks won it. Yeah, 11 years. That's crazy.
For me, my dark horse would be Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying like he's for sure gonna win it or nothing. Like it's a dark horse for a reason. But you look at his situation right now; it's very similar to what Jalen Hurts had last season.
Yeah,
a guy that people say he's not an accurate quarterback. He's a running back.
He's a running quarterback.
Gets a new wide receiver one like Jalen Hurts did. He gets DJ Moore now. He got AJ Brown, and the offensive line's obviously nowhere near the same.
The defense
also, but. As for a dark horse, I think that's one of the better ones, and I'm not sure what his odds are. I think it's like 26 times your bet.
Yeah, I mean it's low. It's right here. But my list cuts off at Dak Prescott at 21, so it's under him.
Yeah, so I think he's at 26 right now. So I think that's a decent value bet if you want to put one on.
Yeah, no, I mean you know my thoughts about Fields, but anyways, we don't need to get into that.
Let's get into our top three. For me, my top three nominees for the MVP this year are Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, and Joe Burrow. And I have Josh Allen winning the award finally after all these years of him being one of the favorites.
Nice. I got a little different one here. I got Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and Justin Jefferson, and I have Justin Jefferson taking this award after a historic season.
Crazy.
I think he is going to snap the 11-year streak. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's the Vikings player. Just look at the last time it happened. And I think Jefferson's going to be the guy to do it. I think he's going to go absolutely crazy this year. Call me biased. I don't care. He should have won it last year, but that's besides the point.
For me, I got Josh Allen just because I think right now people are really starting to underrate Josh Allen a bit because of how it ended last year.
Yeah.
Where he was turning the ball over, wasn't definitely not playing his best football, but we know how much of a threat he is on the ground and through the air. He's obviously one of the top 2-3 quarterbacks in the NFL when he's playing at his best. So I think he could definitely, with his connection with Stephon Diggs, such the familiarity in that offense, I think he can definitely win the award this year.
No, for sure. And it's definitely interesting to see the Bills not be like that Cinderella of the NFL. Because every year...
They're always the favorite.
Every year it's just the Bills. Now it's like the Eagles sort of stole that from them because everyone loves the Eagles for whatever reason. And I mean, the Chiefs are just always going to be the Chiefs. And even the Bengals, I've seen a lot of love for Cincy. So, I mean, it should be interesting, especially when you're underestimating those Bills. You should not do that. They're still a great team.
That's what I think. All the years are the favorites. They weren't doing it. Now I think that they're a bit under the radar for once.
They're not going to
have all the pressure. I think maybe this is the year where they can finally just...
Definitely could happen.
And as for my other nominees, Trevor Lawrence is an interesting one. I think that Jacksonville's going to have a really good year this year and be one of the better teams in the AFC. So for me, he would be in that conversation. And Joe Burrow, another guy like Allen, he's been in the conversation for a while now. Will he finally do it? I didn't give him the win just because, like, right now he's battling with a little bit of an injury. Is he going to start off? He usually starts off the season not very good. Like, he's usually a slow starter. So I think that may happen again this year with the injury. So that's why I didn't put him as the winner. Because if he wasn't injured right now, I probably would have put him as the winner of the trophy. Yeah,
no, for sure. I mean, everyone loves some Joe Burrow, but when he gets hot, he's hot. But anyways, let's get into it. You want to do the rookies or you want to do the...
let's go Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year right off the bat. I think
I think there's a consensus guy here we both got.
So anyways, I'm just going to read you the odds real quick at the top 5. So we got Jamar Chase leading the way at 13.
No, this is Offensive Rookie we're doing.
Oh, we're doing... Sorry. My bad. I misheard. Offensive Rookie of the Year. So we got Bijan Robinson at 3.5. Then we got Bryce Young at 5.25. AR-15 at 6.5. CJ at 9. And Jamar Gibbs at 10. I'm not going to lie here. I think this is a very, very fair top 3. Like, I think the top 3 can very well be the top 3 here. I see Bryce Young being in it, the number 1 quarterback of the year. I definitely see Bijan being in it. And then there can be a case for JSN, Jordan Addison to make like a receiver cut it. But if anything, I think it's going to be between AR-15 and CJ Stroud being the top 3. That's my opinion. Okay. And I have Bijan taking this award.
Yeah, I agree. I also have Bijan Robinson winning it, but my nominees are different. Mine are Jordan Addison and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
I think the quarterbacks, I think there's question marks on all of them in terms of the situations they're in. As for Bryce Young, he has 0 help, and that line looked terrible so far in preseason.
Yeah, it's been bad.
So I think he's not really in a great situation. Richardson, he's obviously a raw player. Like, who knows how he's going to look off the bat, so I'm a bit hesitant there. And we saw also Stroud in preseason struggled a little bit. I think Bijan, it's definitely a surefire thing that he's going to come in and be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Gibbs as well, I think, should be very good off the bat with Detroit, and Addison as well, not having the pressure of being like covered by the number 1 corners of each team, having Jefferson on his team. So I think he'll have a very good year as well.
And you said Bijan taking it, right?
Yeah. I would have liked to put JSN, but right now he's battling with an injury, so I think that could also hinder his
No, for sure. Case. And I mean, as a Vikings fan, I'm watching Jordan Addison in camp. This kid looks really, really good.
Very good route runner.
Very good route runner, and he does these toe tap catches, which are freaking spectacular. I'm not even like just amazing, especially in the back of the end zone. And he had one in the preseason.
That's what I was gonna say. I saw one in preseason.
He had one in the preseason that got called off, which was actually a catch. They just, we're not gonna just preseason. Who cares? Yeah. But either way, it looks phenomenal. Very beautiful route run. I love this kid. He's crisp. Beautiful tool alongside of Jefferson. Obviously, might start off as the 3 to start the season just because of KJ Osborne, and he's that veteran. And I know Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings love Osborne. I love him too. He's a great guy. It's just raw talent. I think Jordan Addison's gonna take it, and I can definitely see Addison being in the top 3 at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think Bijan is pretty consensus here. So we'll move on now to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Will give us the odds.
So the top 5 for Defensive Rookie of the Years are Will Anderson leading the way at 4.5, Jalen Carter 2 at 7.5, Tyree Wilson at 3 at 8.5, Devin Witherspoon at 9, and Christian Gonzalez at 11. What do you think about this?
I think those are pretty fair odds for me. My dark horse for this award is a guy I do have in my top 3, and that's Emmanuel Forbes from the Commanders. He is a player that is a ball hawk, so he will have the numbers in terms of interceptions. Like we saw last year, Tariq Woolen was high up on that list, and he had a lot of interceptions. So you look at the numbers like that, and I think Forbes will have a large amount of interceptions, so that could put him into the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
And as well in the preseason games and in training camp, the Commander's been really impressed by his play. So I think good reports plus the interception numbers will probably put him high up in there. So he's in my top 3.
So what is your top 3?
My top 3 is the winner being Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, and Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, no, I think I am going to have to agree with you with that Jalen Carter winning it just because he has the D-line around him. So he won't be necessarily getting doubled like a guy like Will probably would. Mm-hmm. He's going to have that freedom to have the one-on-one looks. And Jalen Carter is an absolute dog. We've seen what he's done in preseason. He looks really, really good.
He looks like a man amongst boys, man. He is dominant.
Looks like, honestly, it reminded me of Nick Bosa last year. Just how he dogged teams. He looks like an Aaron Donald-esque player, especially because he plays around the same position as Donald. And
it's actually very similar to Hargrave, like the guy he's replacing.
They trust me. They didn't miss out on much with the Hargrave swap for Carter. I really like this kid. I think he's gonna win it. I do see Devin Witherspoon having a great season because he's going to be playing with the 2s. I don't think he's taking over Woolen anytime soon. That's going to be a beautiful pairing for the future. And I think he's going to be good enough to absolutely dominate versus wide receiver 2s. And like you said, Will Anderson, he's just a freak athlete. We saw what he did in college. He's going to be up there. He's going to have the stats. He's going to have the numbers. And Jalen Carter, for me, is going to take it just because of the unfair advantage that he has.
Especially being put on such a good team and the talent that he has, I think that's very... he's set up to really win this award, and we both have him winning
We both have him winning it this year. But anyways, let us move on. You want to do comeback or offense?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep this one pretty short, the comeback player of the year. You can read out the odds, but it's very straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, DeMar Hamlin's at 1.14, and then the second closest guy to him is John Mechie at 17. You can make a case for anyone here, but it's going to be DeMar Hamlin.
As long as he plays one snap, he's going to win the award.
Now, I don't know if he necessarily should win it, but I mean, he did come back from a crazy event, and I'm glad he's healthy and playing football again. And we'll see what he does this season. Maybe he absolutely dominates and shuts all this up, but who knows?
It's a great story, but even John Mechie, I feel like, is not getting enough coverage. The guy just came back from cancer. Coming back. Like, any other year, he would easily be winning this award. So we'll see. Hopefully he, a Canadian boy as well, so hopefully he can come back and have a great year for Houston. He's one of my nominees, and my third one was Breece Hall.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if his odds are on there, but I
think Breece Hall is not on this
coming
list.
off an ACL injury, I think. And plus, with these awards, it's usually very, like, recency bias on it. Like, whatever happens towards the end of the season, I think Breece Hall towards the end of the season is going to be very good for New York. So I think he'll get a lot of buzz there. He obviously won't win the award because it's going to be Hamlin, but I think Breece Hall could definitely be in that top 3.
No, for sure. And a dark horse for me is Cooper Kupp. I mean, how are we not talking about this guy? He's coming off a season-ending injury last year. Remember what he did 2 years ago? Triple Crown. Best receiver in the NFL. Yeah, that guy. He's coming back healthy. Play a full season. Maybe Matt Stafford is healthy as well. Can definitely show why he is a top dog in the NFL. And yeah, he's a dark horse for me, but I don't see him beating out Hamlin, unfortunately, for him. But anyways, let's move on. I made this one quick.
And this is one you're going to like. Offensive player of the year. Here I got some controversial stuff.
All right, you know what? I'm going to read you the odds, and then you're going to lead us off. So I got Jamar Chase at 13, Justin Jefferson at 13, tied. Christian McCaffrey is leading at 17, Nick Chubb at 17, so they're also tied, and then Cooper Kupp at 21.
I think for this award, it's not like a clear... Well, Jefferson could be, but it's hard to win back-to-back, so there's not really a clear cut in my opinion. To me, Jefferson is going to win the award. I think he's going to do it back-to-back. If there's anyone that can do it, it would be him. As long as he doesn't get injured, I think he could easily challenge for 2K again and maybe hit it. And be would he be the first ever?
First receiver in NFL history to have 2,000 receiving yards during the regular season.
Okay, so Calvin Johnson had like 1.9, right? 1.97.
Was it 18? No, I don't even think he had 1,900.
I think he had 1,900. But anyway, now it's my runners-up that get interesting. I have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Tony Pollard.
I like it.
You want me to get into my cases right now?
Go ahead. No, do it.
For Amon-Ra St. Brown, we know how heavily targeted he is by Jared Goff, and it's his favorite receiver. There's no one else that's going to be taking any sort of production away from him, especially with Jameson Williams being out the first 6 games. I think, how many yards did he have last year?
Amon-Ra? I think he was at 14.
He's at 14? So he can easily get up to 17 in this offense. Get a lot of touchdowns. He is very good in the red zone, so I think this could be a big-time year for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and his betting odds are like 26 times your bet. Very good odds. I think that's a little dark horse one that I would slap a little $10-20 on. And as for Tony Pollard, look at the competition in his backfield. He had 1,000. He saw it over 1,000 yards last year with Zeke taking up like almost 200 touches. All those are probably going to go to him. His next competition is Deuce Vaughn, Rico Dowdle, I think his name is. So he's going to get a lot of touches this year. And if there's anyone that has workhorse type production in the NFL right now and has the best potential at getting it, would be Tony Pollard. So I think he's a little dark horse for this award, and his odds are like 30-something times your bet. So another guy that I'd put a little cheeky $10 on. Maybe can win this award and get into the top 3. But I do think Jefferson will win it in the end.
No, and I definitely... those are some interesting takes right there, but they're also very realistic. I can see all of that happening, honest to God, especially with the Pollard. You made a very good point that he has probably the most open backfield in the NFL to just be the clear-cut one, all the work possible, even the receiving. Like, I don't see anyone coming close to him. And we know Dallas does like to run the football, so it can definitely happen there. But yeah, no, I mean... I got Justin Jefferson winning MVP, so I don't see him winning Offensive Player of the Year as well. But I do see him still being nominated. So I got Jefferson at 1, Christian McCaffrey I see being at number 2, and I have Christian McCaffrey actually taking this award.
I like it.
Just because, I mean, remember what Christian McCaffrey did once he went to San Fran? Absolutely dominant, both in the receiving and rushing game. So to see him have a full season in San Fran is going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. He's going to have one of the better O-lines in the NFL, especially with George Kittle helping him lead the charge. One of the better fullbacks in Kyle Juszczyk. And he has definitely opportunity to just dominate the ground and in the air as well. We know how much Shanahan loves to implement him in the passing game. He loves those Swiss Army knife type players, and he's definitely one of them. And as my third, I actually got a guy in Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to dominate this year.
I didn't put a quarterback in just because they're usually not.
They're not in it, yeah. No, I hear you, but I just think Lamar's going to have something similar to his rookie season where he run for 1,000 yards. And he's going to do some crazy stuff in the air because he has a receiving core around him for the first time in his career. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited on Lamar this season. I think he's going to be a dark horse candidate to even maybe win MVP. Just depends how good he is in the air, but I can definitely see him dominating both sides of the field and making this Baltimore team one of the better teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with you on Lamar there. I completely forgot about him.
No, it's okay.
That's a guy on MVP for the MVP I might have actually could have put in as one of the nominees. I think he definitely has a good chance this year of being up there. I just think his rushing might take a little bit of a hit now that he will be passing the ball a bit more, but he's still going to be a great quarterback for Baltimore, and hopefully they can make a run in the playoffs.
And hopefully he can shut up the critics and show them that he can pass the football.
I saw a video actually like a few weeks ago that the last 3 years, the Super Bowl logo, the color of it, the two teams have had colors. Their colors have matched the color of the logo for the Super Bowl. And this year it's purple and red. So could it be? Could Baltimore get into the Super Bowl because of?
What about Minnesota?
That's what I said. It was Minnesota, Baltimore, San Fran, and there was another
KC.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah, those
are all teams that have a chance. So it's not could we get a San Fran and actually no,
that would be a conference championship game. But still, imagine the conference championship would be San Fran versus Minnesota, Baltimore versus Kansas City. That'd be kind of wild.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of wild.
That would be crazy.
But yeah,
if there is a San Fran Minnesota conference championship game, we will be there.
I might have to break the bank for that one. I can't even lie, but holy crap, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just gave you the hope.
I mean, it's been there. Trust me, it's been there. As a Vikings fan, we're delusional sometimes, but it is what it is.
Next up, what do we got? Defensive Player of the Year. Another interesting one that I think, because Nick Bosa won it last year, I think there's not really a clear-cut guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there is actually clear. It's the guy I have winning it. Well, give us the odds first, and then I'll.
So at number 1, we got Micah Parsons leading the charge at 7 times your bet. Myles Garrett 7.5. T.J. Watt at 10. Nick Bosa at 11, and Ahmad Sauce Gardner at 14.
Yeah. So for me on this one, it's pretty boring. I got the top 3 guys. That's my top 3.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't have one of these out there picks. I got Michael Parsons to win the award and Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt as the nominees. I think Michael Parsons, if it wasn't for Nick Bosa's incredible season last year, would have probably won it. And I think this is probably his time now, especially that he plays in Dallas. The media is going to be pushing it down our throats, the narrative. And I think as long as he has any sort of season like last year, he should win the award. Because I don't think they'll give it to Bosa twice again, even if he does have the most sacks. And as for Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt, these guys are always up there in the sack numbers, great edge rushers. And it's all about a numbers game for these awards. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm going to have to almost agree with you on that one. I got Micah Parsons also taking it, but then as my second, I got T.J. Watt having hopefully a full healthy season. We haven't really seen that. I mean, the season before that, we just saw how dominant he was with 19.5 sacks or whatever. It was some crazy number. But yeah, no, T.J. Watt, Micah Parsons, and I also have between Tyreek Woolen or Pat Surtain as your third.
I thought Pat Surtain's like 51 times your bet.
I really like Pat Surtain and Tyreek Woolen. These are my 2 best and favorite up-and-coming corners in the NFL. I mean, what Tyreek Woolen has done last season in Seattle has been absolutely amazing. It's only his second year in the league, so big ups for him. And Pat Surtain is easily making a case for being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And I think this season he's going to absolutely dominate it once again. That defense is going to be good again. We know that Denver plays a hard, tough physical style, and that defense is always rock solid. So Pat Surtain's going to be up there getting a lot of tackles, a lot of picks, making a lot of big plays. So my top three, Micah Parsons, TJ Watt, and Pat Surtain. Tyreek Williams making a case there. And I also can see either Myles Garrett or Nick Bosa potentially making the cut. Just like you said, Nick Bosa winning it back-to-back is hard. So we'll see how he does. But I do also have Micah Parsons winning this award. He is, as much as it pains me to say this, one of the best defensive players in the NFL.
Definitely.
I hate admitting how good this guy is because he plays for Dallas, but he is a freak athlete. This guy just destroys people, goes through O-lines, shreds O-lines, destroys the quarterback. His numbers are always great. His pressure rates are always high. It's just he keeps getting better, and eventually he is going to win this award. And
I think this is the year for it.
This is the year for me.
A dark horse for me would, because I saw his odds were pretty low on there. Matthew Judon. Last year he had 14.5 sacks, a very high number, and I think is he even on the top 10? I don't even think he is.
No, he's not. I have Rashawn Gary ahead of him at 41 times your money.
Judon was one of the top. Had a very high number of sacks last year and was up for the award, so I don't see why he couldn't be up there again this year. So I don't know why his odds are so low.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I like that take. I think Judon is a very underrated piece. Moving to New England, absolutely rejuvenated his career and showed why he was one of the better defensive ends in the NFL. And yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a very good take.
And then we move on to our final award here,
Head coach,
coach of the year. This one's always a tough award to predict because it usually goes to a team that who won it last year actually.
What's his name? Giants. Daboll.
Daboll. Yeah, so it's always a surprise team. They didn't expect to do amazing. That usually wins it. So for me, my top three are.
I mean, read the odds or.
Yeah, read the odds first. Yeah.
All good. So we got Dan Campbell leading the charge at 10 times your money. Sean Payton at 11, Matt Eberflus at 15, Arthur Smith at 15, and Robert Saleh at 17.
So yeah, my top three is Mike Tomlin, Robert Saleh, and Doug Peterson. How about you?
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to agree with you. I got Mike Tomlin, Doug Peterson, and also I saw him here earlier. Sorry about this. Where is he? Dan Campbell, my God. I think those three coaches are both going to have amazing seasons. Doug Peterson, very underrated season for the Jags. I think people are not going to realize how good this Jags team is until they actually start beating out those big teams. And Trevor Lawrence is getting better, keeps getting better year after year. So
plus Calvin Ridley coming into the fold now
as a wide receiver one. Yeah, and he's got. I like his wide receiving core. I like Kirk as your 2. Trust me, that's a really good 2.
Zay Jones as a 3 is very nice as well.
And you got a catching tight end too. So who knows?
As well with one of your favorite
running backs in the league.
No, with one of your favorite returners in the league. Jamal Agnew. I know you love you some Jamal.
I love me some Jamal. I can't even lie. Jamal Agnew is really good. But no, yeah. I love this Jags team. It's just fun. We're looking at it, fun team. Defense, too, they're young. They're getting better.
They have the most not talked about first overall pick of all time in Trayvon Walker.
Everyone forgets he went number 1 ahead of... I'm blanking. Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, that was the 2. My bad. So anyways.
That's actually a dark horse, Aiden Hutchinson, for defensive player of the year.
He is a dark horse. I just don't see him beating out Parsons and stuff, but whatever.
That's one of those dark horse low bets, I think, Aiden Hutchinson.
Anyways, Dan Campbell, we know how good Detroit is. We know how much love they're getting this year, especially. So I think they are going to make the playoffs, and I think Dan Campbell is going to get that love. Finally turning the corner with Detroit, making a playoff for the first time in I don't know how long, but it's been a while. And the thing with Robert Saleh is New York Jets last year were not a great team. So if he turns them into a elite team in the AFC, that's why he's going to get nominated. But my winner is going to be Doug Peterson. I think what he's going to do with this Jags team is going to be just amazing. They're going to beat out a lot of these good teams. They're going to be a sleeper in a lot of situations, a lot of matchups. My bad, and they're going to surprise a lot of people this year.
Yeah, so for me, same thing. Doug Peterson, I think. Like I said, I had Trevor Lawrence in my top 3, so I'm expecting a huge year from Jacksonville. I expect them to be one of the better teams in the AFC. Yeah. So for that reason, he should be high up. Then I got Mike Tomlin. I think Pittsburgh is going to be another underrated team. They got nice pieces. Still one of the better defenses in the NFL. Still have Deontay Johnson on offense. George Pickens could take a jump, and Kenny Pickett, who, you know what, you were telling me a few weeks ago you expected Pittsburgh to be like a much improved team this year, and Kenny Pickett as well, who I wasn't really too sold on, but I'm starting to see it. But I think Kenny Pickett might have a better year than I thought he would. So I think Mike Tomlin should be up for the award, and we know how good of a coach he is and has been for the last decade.
20 years.
20 years, fine. 2 decades.
He's not had a losing season in 20 years.
That's crazy.
I think. Let me just check that real quick.
And finally, for Robert Saleh, the Jets team, I feel like this one's kind of like a layup type of pick. As long as the Jets make the playoffs, he should be up there for Coach of the Year and could definitely win the award, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming in. It's a very highly touted team from New York in a big market, so he's definitely should be up there. And I have Mike Tomlin winning the award for he's definitely won it before, so
he's won it once in 2008.
So yeah, for the second time in his career.
He's been around since 2007, so it's 15 years, which is
15
still crazy. Never had a losing season in 15 years is not easy.
I don't think he's gonna have one again this year. So
I mean, good on Tomlin, man. One hell of a head coach. And just Pittsburgh in general. Holy crap. Like, you're looking at their coaching history.
It's a very good organization.
They keep coaches around for a long time. They had a little period in the 1940s and 50s where it was a little bit of a streak. But ever since Chuck Noll, I mean, he's been around for 22 years. Then you got Bill Court for another 15. And then Tomlin from another 15. Just great organization there. They know how to pick out their coaches. I don't know why I went into this, but
yeah. So that's what we got for you guys here in the awards. It was nice recording again. It's been a while.
It was fun.
And we'll be back with the consistent content. You could expect that, especially during the season. Every Monday or Tuesday, we're gonna see, because if we want to include the Monday Night Football games, we'll come at you with our recaps of the week's games, and we'll try and do previews, but I don't know if we'll end up doing that.
Honestly, guys, it depends on our schedule. We got to figure it out with work and school and stuff. We're going to figure that stuff out, but definitely expect a weekly recap once the season starts. And we would love to get this previews out as well, but there's no guarantees on that. That might be on and off. Some weeks yes, some weeks no. But either way, let us know what you think about that. If you also want to see some live reactions, we can also include that. Some Monday nighters, some Thursday nighters. Whatever it may be, I'm open to that. I know
the weeks that we're both off
that.
on like a Monday or Tuesday night, Thursday night, to have a live stream would be very, very interesting, and interacting with the fans would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed our little way too early awards predictions. Thought we'd do something fun first video back. But anyways, see you guys next time, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.